This is a student problem that was sent to me, and it's a really great example of how to work the problem exactly the way you're supposed to work it, but put it in the calculator in a way that the calculator doesn't understand what you want it to do. And you end up with the wrong answer, which is really frustrating. So let me show you where the issue is on this one. If you'll notice, the top part, the whole setup is correct. Like this says atoms, and we're going from atoms of rubidium and then atoms of rubidium, so those unit match, and that's great. And then again, we're going from moles, rubidium, that's moles, and this is the number you get off the periodic chart. That's in grams. So you've got your grams, and then that's per mole. And again, this is all just rubidium. That's going on right there. And exactly right, you would multiply going across, which is what you're seeing right here. So you've got this number in, and then you're, even the 1 is being included, which is fine. You don't have to include that. And then the 85 is included. Now, you don't have to solve at this point, in all honesty. You can just go ahead and use the division sign and keep going ahead and making it one long equation. But it's okay if you did want to solve it. I think it's a good idea to just make sure you're doing it the same way every time. And so, like, the idea of going across and dealing with the top and then dealing with bottom, that's all good. And this is all fine too, but it looks like the calculator is getting this number in it, but the calculator isn't understanding it. What the calculator is really doing is it's thinking that you mean the answer, and that's this number here, divided by 6.022 times 10, 6.022. And then it thinks that you then want to bring it up to the numerator. Let me write it like this. And do times 10 to the 23rd, because this number is not in parentheses. So if you do not want to use that E key, you're going to have to be really careful and make sure that anytime you have any term that does this times 10 to that, you have to have parentheses around it. So there is a way to work around it. I've got my calculator over here. If you use the E key, it's not a problem, because the E key doesn't just make it so that there's less typing involved, but it also cues the calculator to know that the times 10 to the part goes with this number. So it's kind of like it puts it in an automatic parentheses without you having to do it. When this goes in the calculator, you can do 1.81, then the E key, and then 24 times 1 times 85.47 divided by 6.022, E key, 23. And so that gives me, it's 256. Notice that it's 0.8, so the 8 will round the 6 up. Don't look any further than the 8. So that's actually 257 grams. And if it was asking for it in scientific notation, it would be 2.57 times 10 to the 2 grams. But don't do that unless the problem asks for it in scientific notation.